Hi, Shell.
And hello to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.
We're ending on a bummer. The woman in the room. Oh my god. This was probably one of my least favourites of the collection. And I think it's mainly because it helped with my downward spiral of mental health right now. Yikes. It's not difficult to do that anymore, but still. So, yeah, did not like this story. But it is kind of like, it does have something to it. It's just that it has that something of, this is definitely still a powerful story regardless of if you enjoy it or not. Yeah, this is basically about a woman dying in a hospital room, and whether or not she's going to do it slowly. So we've got this guy, and in my own tradition, I've forgotten his name. Johnny. Okay. So we're following Johnny as he's visiting his mother in hospital. There's some really good lines in this. So we've got this cancer patient who has the cancer is in her stomach now, and she's been given a surgery, if I can pronounce it, cautotomy. Stephen King lovingly provided with a description of what that horrific procedure was. I am never going to be okay with bodily horror. Oh my god. So, the description of what this was is basically a needle going in through the neck to a particular pain center of the brain and sending a radio shock to try and disable it, so that she wouldn't be in pain anymore. Which, yeah, I get. If it's a cancer that is causing your patient so much pain, you would recommend the thing that would take away pain. But because it's a brain operation, and also the 70s, honestly, if I ever become a Doctor Who companion, travelling back in time is off the table. And I have never wanted to do that. And I know, because medicine has come so far, even in 5 years, there is leaps and bounds within 5 years. This is the 70s or something like that. It's just like, oh my god. The whole thing that was supposed to just take her pain away, just attack the pain center of the brain, that was all it was supposed to do. It's left her paralyzed. She could barely move her hands. The feeling has to come back to her. You kind of get that horrific empathy for this woman. And then we get a King-ism where we get a flashback to her whipping her son, who's mouthing off because his grandmother's wearing diapers, and she uses said wet diaper to slap him a few times even. I mean, kind of makes me wonder what the freaking hell Stephen King's gone through. I mean, if he's coming up with that, or has he witnessed somebody else do it? What? Who slaps a child with a wet adult diaper? I don't get it. Yeah, there's this thing about how he's had to look after her in the same way she's had to look after her grandmother, and there was something about the pain medication that he was giving to her, and I kind of realize that there's something really off with this story, mainly because I think there's like sentences missing. I kind of thought nothing of it until, because it kind of still flawed, because I'm in the wrong story. Just a gap, but it would still flaw in with the story. But then there was like this thing where the doctor is talking to him about how she'll progress with further treatment that they're going to provide, try and get her motor functions back. But there's also like the time that she can't perceive the time very well at the minute. He's gone from talking to the doctor in the hospital to being in his car mid-sentence, both times actually. So both times it's mid-sentence. I'm just like, did they get this story chopped up? Or is it supposed to be like this? But the ironic thing is I just kind of realised this on page 404, pieces of the story not found. As somebody who loves the 404 joke, to the point where every time it's 4 minutes past 4, I will always mention time not found. So I love that 404 joke, but still. So basically, the story is just him getting to the hospital and talking about this procedure in great detail, how it's left her not being able to feel her legs, to the point where he's literally like got his hands on her legs and she's asking, can't feel my legs, are they still there, are they still in one piece? And he was just like, yes, they're still there. The whole operation has left her itchy instead of in pain, and he's had to itch her nose. He's held a cigarette to her face so that she can take a cigarette in a hospital. Boy, the times. And then we get, when he is in his car in that jump, he's contemplating killing her, which is the big jump from trying to get from the doctor's explanation to, can I get away with it? Yeah, because he wants to just put her out of her misery at this point, and it's understandable considering the state we've been presented that she is in is quite horrific, and nobody wants to be in that state, even if it's just to prolong a life. That's not a life you would want to wish on another person, because the surgery has left her brain a little scrambled a bit, because she, mid puff of a cigarette, she opens her eyes again and go, oh, Johnny, when did you turn up? This whole surgery has left her sense of time out of whack, and she herself has expressed a desire not to live like this as well. And we even get the phone call between Johnny and Kevin, his brother, to talk about what care options. And then Johnny is not letting on that he's thinking the worst. And one of the lines that we got was this really great paragraph of, Kevin was adopted, so he wasn't nurtured in her womb. And if Johnny kills his mother, it's kind of like doing the organ's bidding, because that was where the cancer started. But if he does it, it would be quicker and less sloppy than what the organ is currently doing. It's kind of this poetic thing that he came from the same organ that is killing her. The organ that gave him life to kill her is also the same thing that has sprouted this cancer that is killing her. And he's decided to kill her, to put her out of her misery in a less sloppy, less painful way. So during the moments when he's sneaking her pain medication, that she thinks she's in pain, because the doctors believe it's just in her mind now because of the time messing up in her head. She doesn't know that she's not in pain anymore because of the surgery was supposed to attack that center of the brain. Again, yikes. So anyways, the plan was, if there was somebody finally put in that room, in the bed next to her, he would not go through it. But if the bed is empty, and it was, he kind of sees it as some kind of divine sign saying, yeah, better do it. And he's just like gone in, found the purse that she's asked for, because he's just testing her motor skills on her hand to see if she can pick something out of her purse. And she's able to do that because she's able to like hold her left hand steady because it's her strongest hand before it flops down again as she's lying there. He's basically concocted the plan of, she's asked for her purse and then he left the room to get some water. He comes back to wipe his prints off the bottle and make sure that her fingerprints were on it, and that's just when the story ends, with him leaving and waiting for the phone call from the hospital. We don't find out if he actually got away with it. We just have this story of a woman dying of cancer and her son deciding to end it quicker so that she wouldn't have to suffer. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer of a story. It does call up the question of, is euthanasia ethical? Yeah, because it also isn't fully consensual as well, because of the brain. Her brain state is still mixed with her perception of time. Even though she's asking for these pills, she might not know how many she's just taken. So she's just thinking she might just be taking the first one. But there's also, does she want to keep living like that? No, she's been a strong woman. From the childhood flashback that we got, that she would not have anybody mouth off to somebody else's condition, but also doesn't like being there herself through the dialogue that we got. Yeah, a bit of a bummer. To end Short Story Saturdays of 2025. It's like, oh god, this one was tough. Yeah, so that was the final story of Short Story Saturday of this year. Pretty bleak, actually. Pretty bleak. Oh dear. I was kind of hoping to end it on a high note. Damn it, King. So, yeah, nothing left to do now but review the whole thing. Oh, I've been doing this since spring, I think. Wow, this feels different, finishing this. Wow, anyways. Bye, Shell.
Bye to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.